Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Meatwad, and I am talking about some sort of a game with like a little Pac-Man guy, and he like goes around with his sword and stuff. He's like beating up the bad guys, and I don't know what this game's really about. They just sort of brought me into it.
Thanks for that, Meatwad.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave now.
See ya. Oh, hey Josh.
Oh, hey. What the hell was that?
Calls himself Meatwad.
Oh. Okay then. Okay, so what have we got here? Okay, this is part 4. Contains the dreaded level 5 and also level 6. I am currently killing an Octorok on crack.
And it's taking about as long as level 5. Okay, got another one in.
Yay. Yes, as you can tell, level 5 sucks. You probably know from playing it, and we hate it. It deserves to die.
But it definitely does have to exist. Why? So that the rest looks good.
True. All of the forest of crappiness. If you never played BA1, you wouldn't know what that is.
And it's much better in BA1, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because in that one it's actually crappy. It's like flashing and frightening. This one it's gone
and it
rehab.
came from Headhead, right?
No, I think I made it up first. And technically it came from BTB Blue.
Yeah.
Not like any of the viewers will know what that is, but we'll just leave it a mystery.
Yes.
Okay, so this whole segment right here was actually made in school. In my sophomore year, I was in a gifted class, and my project was about video game design, and so this was part of my project. I was going to try and finish the game, and then I realized that that wasn't going to happen, so I just tried to like work hard on the game. And so I actually made this in class, this whole segment here, and I also designed the title screen then. It took like 5 freaking class periods, and these are 90-minute periods, because it was just a pain in the ass to make, because I wasn't sure how to import images. I figured out how to do it now, but I didn't know how to do it then, so I had to draw the whole thing in ZQuest. And so, to make it sort of like that perspective thing where it slants up, to do that, I needed to have a vanishing point. To do that, I took a piece of gummy eraser and stuck it on the screen, and then put a small dot in the middle of it. And then that's where the vanishing point was, and I had to draw all lines going towards that, and it just sort of went from there, and it was like impossible to do.
So here, finally, the dreaded level 5.
Yes. As you see, it does not say level 5 at the top. It used to, but then I made this in the DMAP data for it, I made it a level 0, so you can use the in-game map, much like you could do for level 4. There was originally going to be a large image that was included with the quest that just is the map for this, but I decided to make it better by not doing that. It's better if you just use the map in the game.
But luckily, you're accompanied the whole time by this lovely burgundy color that's monochrome that you get to look at for a few hours while you're playing it.
Yeah, and you get to listen to a very bad song from Metroid Zero Mission. I'm not sure if this is... I would be shocked if this goes along with the audio, but I will make fun of the song.
Fuck!
Okay. So yeah, that was pretty fun. God, this thing's gonna drag on for like 10 more minutes. Okay, so
yeah, Expo.
So actually, I wanted one quick thing. The entirety of this level was made in a 18-hour span, and pretty much all of the 18 hours was used making this freaking level. So because it was all on Easter Day. For some reason, a few levels have been made on holidays, but seriously, it was actually the night before, or technically the morning of Easter. It was like at 2 a.m. I started making those conjoined block tiles, and then I started to lay out the blocks for the first part of the maze. And then I got some sleep, woke up, and then for pretty much the whole day, I just laid out the blocks and then conjoined them all. And then I made this stupid rafting part, which was, oh my god, it was bad. And little known fact, in ZQuest 190, when you're placing flags, you can only do them one at a time. You have to hit escape after each one. So for all the rafting flags, I had to do every freaking one of those. Put in flag, escape. Put in flag, escape. Like 100 freaking times per screen. And there's like 30 screens of it. So yeah, I was going to die. And also, Looney Tunes Back in Action was on at the time, which did not help matters, because that was a bad movie. Alright, so...
Truly.
Alright, so, Expo. Okay, yeah, the Expo was basically a big disappointment. It could have been great, but it wasn't, for various reasons.
Will you explain what it was?
Oh, yeah, okay, so... The Expo thing was like the final project in the gifted class. We had to prepare a booth with some sort of interactive thing for people to come up and screw around with. And so the logical thing for me was to have people play the game. And so what I ended up doing is, there's actually a picture of the Expo on where you downloaded this. You've probably already seen it. But you can see like my big board. It had a map of the game, and I had little like details for all the levels outside the map, and then I had pieces of yarn connecting the level data to the parts on the map where the levels were. And then I also had stuff about Zelda Classic in general, and stuff about game design in general. And then I had 3 laptops set up for people to play the game, and on each of the laptops was Zelda Classic, obviously, and it had 6 different quest files on it, because I made demos of each of the 6 levels which were done at the time. So you start out in that level, and then there's like nothing else in the game. And so that was interesting. And then I made a instruction book as well that explained the controls, and it like said like how to defeat various enemies that normal people wouldn't know how to beat, like the Dodongos. They wouldn't know to feed them bombs. I explained what the items did. It was like very in-depth. And on the keyboards of the laptops, I had little stickers made from those like garage sale price tag things. I had those cut out into squares and put on the keys that you use to move and attack, and I had them labeled. So, time for the Expo. There were like a few young kids who played the game. Obviously they didn't read the instruction book, and they didn't pay attention to the buttons. They were horrible. I wanted to castrate them. They were like... This one kid was there pretty much the whole time, playing level 1 over and over, and I don't think he ever got past like the 2nd screen.
Waffle.
Yay, Waffle. So anyway, yeah, he just kept redoing the same thing, and I'm saying, hey kid, you know, you can try the other levels. They're a lot better than this first one. You should look at them. And he's like, no, I want to beat the first one because it's probably the easiest. And I'm like, it's actually not. It's probably the hardest. And come on, try like level 4 or something. He's like, no. And I think he just left eventually without ever doing anything else. There were some other kids that played it. They also sucked. There was like some jackass I knew who was playing it, who has like this really annoying voice. And no, it wasn't Painus. This is great. So yeah, and he like I wanted to show him the point where you turn into Bic Dark, and so I go through level 7, and I use the code. And he's like, "Whoa, there's a code," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Just screw around with the code." And so he just pretty much walked through walls throughout the whole game, screwing around. Good times were had by all, except for me, because it sucked.
Wow, good story. One for the chillins.
Yay.
Now we're probably 1/4 of the way through the level at this point.
Yeah. Actually, we're pretty close to being done. I haven't been paying attention. I have the cheese, I think, and I have one of the 2 keys.
Maybe you have 2. Or, yeah,
So yeah, this part's almost over, but God, I hate this rafting part. It is so bad.